Sig Sauer XO 1911. There we are. So is this thing reliable? Yeah, I bought this thing used. I put, I don't know, 850, 950 rounds through it. I haven't had a problem with it. The big problem I see with people with 1911s is they don't know how to shoot them. You need to be high on this backstrap. You need to give this thing a firm grip. This thing will recoil back, and because it's 5 inches and all steel, this thing will come back on you. And if you're limp wristing it, it's not going to work. And yeah, even manly men with beards and tattoos, they will limp wrist 1911s. When I first started shooting 1911s, I shot Glocks for years, and I was limp wristing it. And once I figured that out, you know, things went a lot smoother. Next thing I'm going to tell you about reliability in 1911s, you need to keep these things wet. You see how this is all wet along the slide here? Look at that. I treat mine with frog lube, but you're going to want good lubrication. You want to lubricate it, then when you think you over-lubricated it, lubricate it some more, because this needs to be lubricated. This runs on a rail the entire length. It's not a Glock or something like that. This runs the entire length, steel on top of steel. Look at that rail. Steel on steel. You need this thing lubricated. Barrel too. Learn how to lubricate 1911 and keep it wet. A gun is just like a woman. You just gotta keep it wet, okay? Just lubricate the thing, all right? Mine actually smells minty fresh because I use frog lube, which is a topic for another day. So, check out this video. This is me shooting this thing. We did a little torture test with it. We dropped it in the mud. We soaked it in water. Stepped on it a bit. Got it pretty muddy. And check out the video. And does it perform flawlessly? No. But it performs better than I thought. And I'll tell you why after you watch the video.
Let's go on.
Oh, my thumb caught that one. So in the video, you see me tapping and racking the pistol, thinking that I had some kind of malfunction, and silly me, the gun was actually cycling fine. It was in battery. I got no failure to feeds. The problem was with this thing, and I didn't realize this until the last magazine that I shot through this, is that all that pond water and all that mud and dirt and grit got inside of the trigger here. And normally when I shoot, like any pistol, this is a 5-pound trigger pull. A little bit of take up here, and it breaks. And what I do is I let up softly on my finger, I ride the trigger out till it resets, and pull the trigger. Problem with all that stuff crammed inside of here, when I was letting up like I normally would, the trigger wasn't resetting. It wasn't pushing on my finger to push my finger out. So I would let up my finger, the trigger would get almost stuck. It wouldn't have the energy with all the stuff in it to drive it forward. So you can see me with the hammer back. I'm like pulling on the trigger like, motherfucker, why won't it go off? So I tap and racked it, and then once I took my finger off the trigger, it was resetting, and it was shooting just fine. So, I mean, you know, realistically, I got no failure to feeds, and that's the big thing, because people for some reason can't shoot 1911s on a nice day without it failing to feed. I think it's a lubrication problem. You need to lubricate these things with something. I use the frog lube here. I really like... This isn't my frog lube. Where did I put my frog lube? Fuck. Alright, so if you keep these things lubricated, they should work just fine. Would I take this thing to war and back and, you know, invade Panama with it, you know, swimming through the ocean? No, obviously I would not. I don't know about you, but my daily operations of, you know, driving to and from work and going down to the pharmacy to buy my tampons, I generally don't drop my 1911 or any of my guns in a muddy cesspool. So if you're not dropping your guns in muddy cesspools every day, I don't think a reliability factor will really come into play. As long as you keep these things lubricated and cleaned, then I think you'll be fine. So, YouTube operators, safe operating, and may the Schwartz be with you.